So I searched for a video that kind of conveyed all of the things that I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I decided that I would make my own video. So in my letter, I talked about the fact that I totally understand the parental um, kind of need to help our scholars work through the different things that we are realizing they may be struggling with during this time we are at home. But I wanted to share some information with you and offer you some ideas about ways to help scholars without maybe giving them the answer. So, first, I want to explain to you the science behind the why. So, on this slide, you see that neuroscientists have found that mistakes are helpful for brain growth and connectivity. And if we are not struggling, we are not learning. Not only is struggle good for our brains, but people who know about the value of struggle improve their learning potential. So when I read this, one of the things I think about is when I'm driving somewhere and if I go the right way the first couple of times, I just kind of get lucky that I'm going the right way because I'm really bad at direction. But the times that I mess up and I go the wrong way and I get lost, the next time I have a very concrete memory of that is not the way to go. And so I kind of want to think about math class or learning in general as when they're wrong, kind of a concrete moment of realizing the right way to do it, right? So you're most likely, if you're going to a certain place over and over again, repeating it, if you get it wrong one or two times, you're not going to get that part of the trip wrong again because you're going to build such a big connection there. And so, much like the idea of the trip, we need to think about learning as a pathway. And so, in the same way that if you are traveling to the same place every day, it almost becomes second nature, where you usually will start out using your GPS or your MapQuest, right? And you'll do that for a while. And then eventually you're like, I know where I'm going. And I know for myself, sometimes I'll make that mistake. And then once I make it, I won't make that again. And then as you drive there every day, it becomes second nature to the point where, for example, me driving to Ohio Avenue, I didn't go for 6 months, but my brain was able to get me there a couple of weeks ago without even really thinking about it. And that's what we want our scholars to be able to do when we're talking about math. We want them to have practiced so many times that these pathways are built up so strong that they're not even thinking about it. It's just second nature. And so, in the same way, you would have your scholar work out their muscles. If they wanted to do basketball, you would have them run, or any sport, you'd have them run. You might have them do weightlifting or other drills to help them practice. If you were to shoot the ball for them in the game, in the end, it will not get them to be the athlete that you want them to be. And so the brain is a muscle as well. And the more times that our scholars are able to try and practice and work on those brain muscles, the stronger they will become. So I know a lot of people might think, oh, well, you just like, if they don't know how to do it, how are they going to fail? And so I want to kind of show you the steps that I take when trying to help a student. So let's just take this problem. 29 plus 15. The first step would be to just offer this problem. Okay, class, what is the answer to 29 plus 15? Now, some of the scholars are going to be able to go off on their own and answer this without any assistance from me. And I will let them go do that. Some of the scholars are going to sit there and look at me like, I don't know. So at that point, you would give a small piece of information. Let's look at this. We're going to split this in two. Let's think about what place value is this? And at that point, you would ask them, and they should be able to tell you that this is the ones place and that this is the tens place. So then I would ask, which one should I add first? Now, they should be able to tell you that they should be adding the ones place first. If they didn't tell you that and they said to add the tens place first, you say, oh, I see what you're thinking, but remember, we're always going to start with the ones. We'll go to the tens next. So there's no need to call them out and say, no, you're wrong, but gently redirect to the correct answer. And at that point, you would say, okay, so we're going to add 9 plus 5. And some kids at this point will be like, oh, well, that's 14. Other kids will not. So at this point, in not giving them the answer, but saying, why don't you draw a picture? Go ahead and draw a picture of 9 plus 5. And then you would simply draw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And instead of counting them all again, you could tell them to start 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So then you would ask, where do I put that answer? And they might do this. And instead of saying, no, you put it on top, you might ask, which one of those numbers is in the tens place? And hopefully they'll be able to tell you the one. Well, don't you think we should put the tens place with the other tens place? If I was going to do that, how would I do that? And at that point, you might remind them to put it over here. And hopefully they will know that you add here. But we need to offer scaffolds as the problems come up. We don't want to just continually give them the end answer. Because when we do that, they are unable to fend for themselves when they need to. Also, by doing that, we're going to continue to allow them to lack foundational skills. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.